Hey everyone. Oh, that's not working. Hold on. Shit. You. And you. Okay, there we go. Sweet. The video's back. I wonder if I set up. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So welcome back, everybody. Been on a little bit of a hiatus. Let me just get my chat up. Yeah, chat is up. View always on top. Been on a little bit of a hiatus since I've pulled out of sprints from my little round at Barcelona. Just weekly grind, I think, might have been getting to me. So yeah, stepped away. But we are back in OOR. We are back for the final round of the Italian job. And we are at Imola. So tonight is qualifying. Race is next Saturday, 10 a.m. Not tomorrow, next week. We've got a 30-minute practice session followed by quali that's split up into AM, Pro, AM, and Pro classes. And then a top 10 shootout afterwards, which I doubt I'll make, but I'll give my best. So yeah, let's get out and do some laps. I've done a couple of practice laps just to get a little bit of a warm up. With everyone being on track, we may not get a lot of opportunities to get laps in during this 30-minute session. Also, OOR are doing kind of what they do best and being a bunch of jerks. Getting in people's way when they're coming out of the pits, spamming messages in the chat, admins giving random penalties and then removing them. So it's just, annoying the shit out of the people driving around and trying to actually get some fucking practice done. But, it's to be expected of OOR. It sort of just happens. And it's just part of being in a league, unfortunately. So, yeah, we'll see what we can get. I think the actual quality should be a little bit better because there'll be less cars on track. Because we're being split into classes. I was lucky enough to get the first pit box, so hopefully I can be quick out and not be in anyone's way or anything like that. Now, I don't think the game audio is working. It is not. Give me a second. Where is it? I'll just go default. That one? No. Okay, I've loaded my setup. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me just check. What's my... No, wrong button. No, not videos. Okay, game. What is he? E, there we go. Okay. Cancel. Try this again. So yeah, I'm already a little bit pissed off. I just went and grabbed a drink of water and hopefully I can calm down because being distracted doesn't ever fucking help me. And
you're all clear. Stay behind the line.
Was the server restarted? What? Yep, server's down. Okay. Okay, so I'll just put a BRB back and I'll be right back once this. All right, and we are back. And I lost my #1 grid spot. So yeah, apparently the server needs to be rebooted. Not sure what for, but it's fine. Let's get back in there.
All clear on pit exit. You can push now.
Now, as cars join, we might get some freezes. I did get a really big one going up the hill after the hairpin up here. But everyone should be joined by the time quali actually starts, so hopefully we don't get any during quali itself. Oh, and that overlay's not working on the stream. That's a shame. Oops, it's invalid. I don't think I've streamed since, but I changed my CPU in my PC, so had a 5950X. It was a big, 16 core, 32 thread, fucking behemoth. It's good for like rendering and compute and that sort of thing.
Sector 1 is yellow.
But it's not really great for gaming. Not really quite fast enough. So I swapped it out for a 5800 X3D. And yeah, so I was having some issues with drivers and getting blue screens on Windows and all sorts of shit. So I basically reset the PC.
Sector 1.
Reinstalled the BIOS because it was already up to date. Reinstalled Windows, all my files, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've been resetting up like OBS and all my overlays and that sort of thing. So there's some things that are a little bit different.
Yellow flag,
but yeah, for some
2.
reason the race labs telemetry input isn't coming up.
Back to green flag.
The position one's coming up though. That's the one in the bottom left that you can see. Although it's not picking up all the drivers because there's more than 5. As you can see, as they do laps, usually that populates. I'm not sure. I'll have to... Yeah, I don't know. Keep an eye on it. If it's not showing anything, I can just use the ACC drive overlay. It's not as pretty. Doesn't have quite as much information on it. Oh, it has a fair amount of information on it, but yeah, I'll swap that out in the bottom left-hand corner. I've got the in-game one on my left-hand monitor, which I can see, but you can't. And so it doesn't affect me too much. I've got it on relatives most of the time, so I can see how close guys are behind and in front of me. Now, in terms of pace, my pace isn't bad. It's not quite as good as I would have hoped. But my PBs are 140.7. So if I can get into the 140s...
Herbert, 140.94.
If I can get into the 140s, I'll be happy. And yeah, like a low 141, like 41.1 or 41.0. I've got a bunch of those, so
Incident clear, green flag.
That, I'll
Sector
probably
1
be
is
a little
quick.
pissed. But it is what it is. I mean, it's a 12-hour race, right? So
that's 5 minutes of fuel left.
quali position doesn't mean everything. Although it is nice to
New fastest lap for Murphy, 140.74.
see how well your hot laps can go.
20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left.
I think the desktop audio might be a little bit high. Looking at the levels while what's his face is talking.
Fastest lap for Kelly, 139.66.
He should be going to the voice channel. Fuck.
Don't validate this lap, track limits. That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
I really don't like that chicane. Sometimes you go over it and it's fine, no bumps. Feels really stable. Other time this bumpy as all fuck. And sometimes it feels okay, but then the exit's just like really snappy. The rear end sort of comes out. You snap oversteer. I haven't been able to consistently get the corner right. But anyway, it is what it is. This will be in the 41s. The 41.6.
Clear right.
P20.
Yeah, like those curbs are the same. Sometimes that right-hander, you go over those curbs, no worries. Other times it bounces like that. You end up losing like a bunch of time if you do. Slow.
Your front brakes are pretty hot now.
That was slow as well. Come on. Get turned in.
Sector 1, yellow flag. Sector 1 is clear. Sector 2 is a second off the pace.
Usually I don't go into first there. I say this a lot when I'm qualifying. Something feels a little bit weird. I'm turning in a little bit too much. I might as well run an indicative lap. It'll probably be in the 140s as well.
P14, sector 3 is 1.3, off the pace. Very little fuel left. In this lap, box this lap. Yellow flag. You're clear of the incident, green flag.
Bugger, I've caught Hurley. It's a bit of a shame.
Sector 1 time's okay.
I don't want to do laps just to make sure my tyres are all good. Then I'm not like pushing because I'm behind Hurley, so it's like I don't quite get an accurate representation. But I'm a tenth up from my last lap.
2 litres remaining.
I'm half a tenth now.
Very little fuel left. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap. Sector 2 is 0.8, off the pace.
Right, it'll be fine. That wasn't...
Track limits.
No, track limits. Just want to finish this lap so I can see my like average tyre pressure.
1 litre remaining. Seventeenth place.
Yeah, was that a 41.4 or something, and that's the 17th. So yeah, the field's pretty good. Okay, so I'm guessing the chat, yeah, the chat out's not working either. Okay, give me a sec. Properties. I'm gonna do chat. Okay, that's that. And then I'll change from gaming to...
15 minutes left.
Will that work? See if he's maybe not so loud. I'm a little bit peaky as well. Turn me down. The like actual ACC audio looks okay. So I can force him to stop and start.
Radio check.
There we go.
Radio check.
Okay. Yeah, tire pressures look okay. Track's very busy. We got fuck man, 39.1 is so fast. My God. I was expecting 39.5s from the top. Like, you know, going off alien pace and that sort of stuff with BOP, which we got. Do we have? Yes, we got BOP. A 39.1 in the Porsche, and Cooley, same, yeah, 39.1. Like, that is fucking bananas. That's a second faster than P3. Wow. I mean, I guess it's practice, so there could be some other times. Like, yeah, there goes Hook. Brad. Yeah, Brad's there in the forward. I'll see if I can duck out before 492. Or sorry, after 492. That Squires behind me, or Squires' team maybe.
Exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Blue flag.
Clear left.
P20. Your front brakes are pretty hot now.
Alright, I don't want to get
Yellow flag in sector 3. Track limits.
too close behind Hannah.
Slap. Sector 3 is clear.
Of course, Squires is right on my ass. Or whoever's in Squires' car. Whoa.
Your tyres are cold, watch out.
The only thing is, if I'm faster than this Hannah guy, I'm going to catch him in a lap or so. The guy's behind problem. He's
Yellow flag in
should
sector
be
1.
building his own space.
Green flag sector 1.
Like it's a big enough track. Oh yeah, he just slows down in sector 3.
That's a new fastest lap for K 141.36.
Or goes off the track and quits. I don't know.
On your right. Clear right.
21st.
Yeah, 41-4, 21st. Ooh, that's deep.
Yellow flag.
Not the line. Still valid, but losing time.
The incident's clear. Green flag.
And I'm almost a second to Hannah ahead. Yep, a second to Hannah ahead. That's a shame.
Incident sector 3. Yellow flag. It looks like Barnett has gone off.
And that's Nick.
Yellow flag.
Car 777, can you hear me?
It's not me. I am 666.
We need to watch these track limits.
The Alpha's going down from that.
Green flag. You're clear of the incident. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes. Yellow flag in sector 1.
And I'm invalid from somewhere.
We can see Bishop has crashed. Sector 1 is green. 22nd place.
I guess the goal should be top 20. Like if I can get into the 40s, I may make top 20. It's a very quick field, which is good.
Yellow flag.
5 minutes of practice, and then I'll be forwarding the session on to quality, so we'll back
5 minutes of practice, okay.
so yeah, utilise this time to map your pressures, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we've got an hour of quali, 20 minutes per class. AMs will be first, and I do believe that 777 will be able to go out with the AMs because they can't make their AMs
5 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes. Sector 1 is yellow.
out on the track at the same time. But I'll give you another quick rundown in a few minutes' time.
Nope. Invalid.
That's another cut. Track limits.
Something's wrong with that fucking audio. I think I know what it is. Wonder if it's doing the same to my audio. Like, you see how it sort of rolls in when you hear the crew chief? Like, it's like quiet and then loud. You kind of miss the first bit of what he says. Hopefully it's not doing that for me. Oh, sorry Cam, didn't see you. Yeah. Good luck with the commentary, mate. Thanks for the support.
Right
Should be
side. Clear
looking
right.
forward to it. Oh, through there. Turn 1's probably my worst turn, besides the chicane. Like the shade. For some reason, I can never cut turn 1 enough. And when sometimes I do, and then I've either done it too much, or I'm like really close, and I fucking bump the nose on those sausage curves, and the bucking Bronco all the way through the first chicane.
Green
So
flag,
many
sector
little
1.
places here to lose time. So like, yeah, the exit on the hairpin there.
We're running on fumes. Hit this lap, in this lap. Very little fuel left. Hit this lap, in this lap.
You said that twice, but okay. Thank you. Then
Incident
cut
in
that
sector
first
1,
one enough.
yellow flag. Green flag in sector 1.
Oh, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to 5 minutes on the clock, and then they're going to tick the server over, I think. So I may not get another lap, but this is going to be a 41.2. By the time's there, I just need to be able to string it together on a whole lap.
E25.
Hopefully they let us finish our laps, but maybe they won't.
Yellow flag. We think that Lewis has binned it. Incident clear. Green flag.
I'll try and remember to fix that HUD for you guys while the AM class is qualifying. Sometimes I get, yeah, I don't know.
2 litres left.
Like, I reckon I've probably left 2, maybe 3/10 on the track so far. Didn't shift down there. But that was a good run through that fucking
5 minutes to go.
chicane.
5
If I could
minutes
do that
left.
every time. It feels sketchy. But it's fast.
One litre remaining.
Okay, 140.8. Where's that going to put me?
th place.
15th. Okay.
Yellow flag, stay sharp.
There we go. They will kick the server over soon. You should hear the race briefing, and let me try and fix this shit. Obviously. Hello? Oh, come back. And fuck off over there. Let me grab the URL. Oh, do I not have it in... Aha! I don't have... Oh, no, it still doesn't work. Copy. See if I can't get this done. Race Labs overlay. Properties.
All right, everybody, I'll be forwarding the session in about 20 seconds.
And let me just add. Input telemetry, is it? The drive does come up now? Oh, it does not.
Everybody, forwarding on to the actual quali session now.
That's the end of the session. P15.
Alrighty. Welcome to the Imola Shootout quali for everyone. Amateurs, all amateur class cars are free to jump onto the track now. You have 20 minutes.
The track
of
temp is
lap time
30. The air
to
temp
make
is
the
16
most possible
Celsius.
laps you can before we send out the pro-ams. I think the only one that's actually exception to the rule here tonight is car 777 can't make that next 20-minute block. So I believe 777 you are able to go out and lap as well. So I've been told by the higher ups.
Right, there we go. That overlay's working for you. It's good. I'll have to remember to fix it for the race as well. I can probably do it now while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, as with always, everybody, same rules apply. If you think you're being some way, shape, or form hindered or anything you need to let me know of, just you shout it out. I will have a look at it and we'll go about it accordingly because I can still throw penalties if needed. Obviously, they'll be just applied in probably either a time penalty at the start of the race or a grid position, depending on what they deem it as. But yeah, you've got plenty of time and plenty of track, so please space yourselves out accordingly. You do not need to bottle up or get, nose to tail when there's only 10 of you on a track at a time. If there's anything else you guys need to sort of let me know by, just, call your number and that is it. Thank you.
And let's, can I jump in another car? And do if I go the other way, will that help? If we got Hannah, McNulty, Haynes. Have a look at Brad. Sorry I got the pit box in the way, but you obviously won't be able to see his telemetry. Now, while that's going, and you're watching that, I will all right, see if I can fix that one. Okay, does that? Yeah, that works. Might have to make some changes. Like the BMW is just as squirrely through the through the chicane. Now, just as an FYI, when you're spectating someone live, when you're watching a replay, it's okay. 43.0, that's not a bad time. Good banker. Yeah, the car, like they seem to brake a little bit later and turn in a little bit later than they actually are, just, with net code and, live networking stuff. So, yeah. Sometimes cars look a little bit more either pointy or erratic than they actually are, so... Not showing his gain loss, but he's about 7/10 up. We're surprised how little you actually have to brake for Aqua Minerale. When I was practicing, I'm always just slamming on the brakes, but it's really light on the brake, and I think I probably still over brake a little bit. Yeah, he's almost 1.1 sorry, seconds up. Might be into the 41s here. Yep, I think he will. 41.9 or something. .41.8. Good lap, Brad. Well done. He's up 2/10 already through the first chicane, although it's dropping off. Gaining more time through there. Gonna go mid to low 41. He's currently on for P1. Almost, not quite. Yeah, I think he might be. He's very close to P1. He's 8, 9. See on the exit, 8/10, going down slowly, down to 7/10. Oh, you might not get P1 now. Glory's done 40.6, but a good 8/10. Well, those little sausage curbs unsettle the car a little bit too much, but he's 7.5, 8/10 up. Might be good for P3, maybe P2. But 42.3. My maths is off. Oh yeah, 8/10. I was thinking 1.8/10. Sorry, 1 second, 0.8/10. Still, P7's fucking good. A 42.3.
New fastest lap for Purcell, 140.57.
He's a quick bastard. 140.5. I mean, Tim's probably a pro-am. I mean, he's a silver in sprints, but he's in a team, so the other guys, I mean, they're pro-am pace, pretty close to, sort of top of am, so I think it's fair enough that they're in am, considering it's like, you know, the classes were given out at the start, like after the first round, and letting them finish their the series in AM is fair, but yeah, that 40.5 would probably be faster than I am, unless I can pull something out of my ass. I had 40.3s on the Delta, just never been able to put it together, and proper on the Delta, not like halfway through a corner or something like that where you've gone in deep and you've gained a bunch of time. No, I'm talking about like, you know, on a straight, you know, before getting to a braking zone sort of thing, like having a 40.3. But it doesn't happen very often, and yeah, I think a high 40 is probably where I'll end up. Where I'll end up, I'll be happy. Righto, let's have a look. Who else have we got? Oops. Look in the game. I'll run through the pits. Run through the pits, run through the pits. Keep going, keep going. What have we got? There we go, Purcell. Also in the BMW. One of the Pit Viper guys. Teammate, not a car mate. My God, something... Just looking at the server. You know, I mean, there's a few cars in here, but it's, you know, 194, 200% on one of the CPU cores. I was in a race with 60 cars the other week, and it was like well under 100 the whole time with another league. It's like 134, 191. I mean, the quality of service is still 100, but it's not even, I mean, it's rendering all the cars, but most of the cars are stationary. Very interesting to see. Ugh. Weird, because you see those kind of spikes, not quite that bad, but you see them over 100 when there's like 2 people in the servers sometimes. Oh, thanks, mate. I'll be out at 8:20. It's when the Pro-Am starts, so I'll have to remember to get me, what's it called? Me set up ready and then head out. Wonder if guys are going to sit at the end of the pit lane. Probably shouldn't, because it'll... you know, make your tire pressures and temps go down, but fuck, the Macca doesn't give a shit about that chicane, the bumps. You can make the Mustang go over it nice and easy, but it's kind of horrible for the rest of the lap. It's a little tail happy and a little loose, like it's a bit rolly. Yeah, I jumped in his car. I mean, it's because I've switched cars, and it's got only 5 cars on that HUD on the left-hand side. And there's, I mean, surely there's more than that have done. Oh no, there's only 8 cars that have done valid laps. Interesting. Oh no, there's only 8 cars in AM. Okay. That one on the top right for you guys, I can't see that one. And I just noticed that you can't see the track map. Well, can't see all of the track map. Oh, come back. Let me, if I can find my goddamn mouse, move you down, and then move you down to there. There we go. Pave. And the other thing I wanted to do, FPS back, wanted to monitor. That's weird, right? I mean, I get it because of the way that, you know, Windows renders things. So when I'm clicked in ACC, either it's not even that high. 99, 94. Usually it's at 150, maybe just because of all the cars. But if I alt tab out of it, 40 FPS, you can see it. Oh, you can't see it in the top right. You'll see it during the race, but yeah, it's interesting. But I'm going to return to garage. Let me set up. I've already done it, but I'll just do it again. Load and make sure I've got not old tires. Set 4. What other ones? Set 2, set 1. Okay, so it's only set 3 that's used. I'll just go set 1. That's fine. And it should automatically chuck the right ones on, but I should remember when I see the tire number. Got about 5 minutes and 50 seconds till we can go out. Let's have a look at the timetables. So, yep, Purcell 56, a 78. 96, those are good, great times for Ram. And then 41, and where's Brad? Brad's P8. 42, it's not too bad. It's decent race pace. And like, yeah, I mean, a 12-hour race is plenty of time, so doesn't matter too much about quali. I believe in you, Brad. You can improve. Mm, 20 minutes. We'll watch the pro, but then I probably won't stick around and watch the top 10 shootout unless by some miracle I'm in it. I don't believe it will be. I'll probably watch it on the regular OOR stream. So yeah, I mean, OOR has, you know, broadcasting and a great bunch of commentators and that sort of stuff that'll be doing comms for this. So in the description there's a link, and I know that they say that you shouldn't redirect traffic away from your own content and streams, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah, go watch it. It's great. Yeah, the commentary and stuff, they do a really good job. So yeah, they'll let you know everything that's going on. So when I jump off, I recommend you continue watching there. And we've got 3.5 minutes. Now I really hope, like, I'm the first pro-am. And Nipris is on my right. You guys can't see him in the, or you can see just the corner of his car. I really hope people don't back up into Sector 3, because they fucking shouldn't. It is not Formula One. You've got a whole fucking lap to build time to the car in front of you. There is no fucking point slowing down for the last 2 corners and then fucking up everyone else's prep, because you're frankly useless. So let's hope everyone can do that. One of my bloody pet peeves. Shouldn't annoy me, but it really does. Like, come on, can't you be organized? Like, it's not fucking difficult. You've got like a minute and a half, or even longer because you're going slow. Like, you know, almost 2 minutes worth of time to build a gap. You can do it out of the pit lane immediately if you want. But no, people got to be right on the arse of the car ahead and then stop in Sector 3 so that their tyres start cooling down, and they don't have as much grip as they would if they actually did it fucking properly, built a gap early and then just drove normal. Like, yeah. Old man rants with fucking Brent. Right, 2 minutes. I believe it's Nipris in the car beside me. Definitely his team, I'm not sure. Timetables. Oh. Nipris, yeah, it is. Unless, there goes Brad. Here's the final couple of laps. Oh, he's going to be pushing it. Can get around in a minute. I don't know if he will in the 333. You can see him here on the track map. Actually, I've got 4 full laps of fuel, so outlap plus 4. Come back in. Regroup. Go out again. Maybe do it 2 or 3 times. Right, 1 minute. Oh yeah, Nipris is. Yeah, okay. Ah, fuck it. Do it at like 20 seconds.
Clear left.
Like it's not Formula One. And we all wait at the end of pit
all
lane.
amateur drivers, this is
Right, we can
now
go.
your last lap. So if the lap you are currently on now,
Go,
your
go,
20 minutes is
go.
up. This will be the last time you can lap. All Pro-Am drivers, you are able to go out onto the track.
All clear on pit exit. We have 39 minutes to do the business.
Time to return to the pits, 43. Your lap is done, mate.
Yep, sorry, doing it now.
All good. As for all Pro-Am drivers, same rules apply. There is enough on-track space to make sure you have enough gap to the car between you and that. So make sure you have your space and go about there. Good luck.
Nah, I don't want to get too close to him. Swerving doesn't work. The laps are too short. Oh, come on.
Yellow flag sector 2. Green flag sector 2.
Kind of in that fucking dirty air range within a second, so. Hopefully he, I mean, usually McDowell's around my pace, sometimes a little bit quicker, sometimes a touch slower. Hopefully it doesn't make a difference. Bugger. He's not invalid, so I can't overtake him.
Sector 2 is 2/10 off the pace.
6 seconds to the car behind, okay. I'm going to... Right, plenty of space to the car behind, bit of space to the car in front. Oh, bad exit. That's all right. Right.
P11.
Yeah. Thanks, Eagle. Let's go. We got this. I just want a nice banker, to be honest. Like if I can get a 41 banker, I'll be happy. Because then the pressure's off a little bit. Like I can push, and if I fuck up, it doesn't yet. I've gone deep, bugger. If I do things like that,
Track limits, this lap will be deleted.
it doesn't matter quite so much. Damn it.
Incident in Sector 2, yellow flag.
I really want to practice running through that chicane, but
Sector 2's green.
oh, bad exit again. Carrying too much speed into the corner. Right, see if we can not invalidate here. Just breathe.
P22.
Only bugger.
They'll delete this lap. Track limits. We're running on fumes, mate.
Got 2 lap, well this lap and 1 more. With the fuel.
Very little fuel left.
And 1.5 again. Ah, it's better. Righto, let's... 3rd time lucky. Or 4th time lucky. Yeah, 4th.
P24.
Maybe I can catch him and get a tow down the straight. Little deep. Or didn't turn in early enough for me.
Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 3 is green.
Come on. Hard to get the power down. And the exit of that corner. A little early on the throttle, had to back off. It's like right on the
2
cusp
litres remaining.
of between first and second.
Yellow flag in Sector 2. Green flag in Sector 2.
Oh, not great. Now give me a tow.
One litre remaining. P3.
40.6, that's a fucking... Is that my PB? That's my PB.
Your front brakes are getting pretty hot.
Okay, and that was a sloppy lap. So that's what I'm saying. I've got pace. Just getting it together on a full lap is difficult.
The guy behind has just done a 140.50.
Fuel and strategy. Make sure we're on fresh tires. We are on fresh tires. And I should be able to duck out. Yeah, now come out after 5. Yeah. I will let him go. Go, go, go. Since he was already in the pit lane, go faster. He's also faster than I am. By the looks of it, I think it's Richucci.
The pit exit is clear. Push now.
I'm glad I had that lap. That was good. I can put it down to the, I don't think it was, but you know, the toe from the Porsche. I wasn't really catching him. But yeah, so I'm happy now. Like, if that's the best lap I do for 20 minutes, it'll be frustrating not doing another valid lap in 10 minutes, but, you know, it's a decent enough lap that I'm comfortable with that. And that's on to race practice for a week. If I can't get me, I haven't really done any race practice. I did a little bit just to sort of play around with the setup.
Sector 3 is now yellow.
Yeah, if I can consistently get into the
3.
41s or even low 42s for race practice for a majority of a stint, like if I can average like a, I don't know, 41.8 or something like that, that means I'll do a few 42s and probably some mid 41s. I think I'll be pretty happy with that for race pace.
Your front tyres are cold.
Not pro pace, obviously, but I'm not a pro. 3 seconds to crick. I just back up a little bit. Let Richucci go. I mean, he's faster than I am, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And hopefully Crick's not much faster than me, because he will catch me otherwise.
P4.
I feel like I've got more time I can gain through. I might have to try just staying full throttle instead of that little lift. And that was deep. Since I've got that banker, I think I might do that. Like, it's not something you want to do in a race, or if you don't have a banker, then it can be a little bit too sketch. But, you know, just fucking go for broke, right? I'll have to be on the next lap because I've bottled this one, even though I'm still valid. I just need to get that right.
You need to watch the track limits.
The freaking love heart emote react thing on my YouTube chats right in the way of that 40, is it 42? Doesn't matter. He hasn't caught me, so I can see a low 40 something, but the fucking heart thing's in the way. That's a good line to take on that lost one. 42s, yeah. Since you sent that message, the 42's popped up above the heart. Thank you. Just good to know if they're going to catch her. Like, you know, whilst it is up to the driver behind to make sure they've got enough space, I also don't want to be like getting in people's way. Just, you know, something that's usually avoidable. I did do a slight lift there out of habit, but I am gaining time. So yeah, don't want to like fuck up someone's lap. Oh.
Tyre temps are good.
Yeah, but lost a bit of time there. Still 0 on the Delta, so still not a bad lap, but
that's 5 minutes of
I
fuel
was
left.
a little bit up after T, or the first chicane. Again, second stab. Need to be slightly more patient. Yeah, that's fine. I knew I was going to invalidate there.
Track limits,
No,
keep it
ruining
within
the
the
tyres.
lines.
The only problem with invalidating is that you don't know like other places that you would have invalidated. Like through that chicane, I probably would have invalidated, but I don't know for sure. Be nice if it was like, I don't know, let you know that you'd gone over track limits
140.38.
again. Not for like a warning or anything, just as a FYI, once your lap's invalid. We've got 5 minutes. 2 laps. This is probably my last little stint. Nope. Ooh. That was messy, but I gained time apparently.
Sector 1 time is good.
But then lost it all on the second chicane. So frustrating. And it's the same for everyone, but it's still very, very frustrating.
You're a tenth off the pace in sector 2.
That's where I feel I should have been in first. I did cut a little bit too much, got too much on the bumps. Didn't feel good through there. So I am gaining a little bit. So next lap I think will be my last lap with 4 minutes to go. So damn it. Let's run really wide. Try and get as much speed onto the lap as possible.
P5. We're running on fumes, mate.
I go a little bit loose on those bumps on the right-hander.
Sector 1 time is good.
Come on, you Delta thief. Nope. Bloody chicane. Oh, hairpin. I reckon I'm overslowing for that a little bit.
2
Probably
litres
turning in
remaining.
a touch early as well.
Very little fuel left. You're a tenth off the pace in sector 2.
Oh, big bump. Invalid. Fuck. Okay, it's the
Now
end.
delete this lap. You've cut the track.
Bugger. Oh. Let's go off the end here to get out of everyone's way. It's the end of quali for me, but I am happy with that. We got 140.617. Oh, it's at an identical time as Sweeney. And they're also Pro-Am. Rondinello's very fast. He's a fellow commentator. Fleming, they're a very decent car there. They're starting around them. I mean, they've still got more laps they're doing. 40.3. Yeah, I reckon, I don't know. I don't know if more, like a couple of days more practice if I'd get there. I'm not sure. But obviously a couple more days practice. The other guys would get faster too. I still can't believe that a 40.3, that's still over a second off the fucking potential lap. So team with me, where am I? Here we go. So we got Ethan Pano and Zach Jensen. So Luke Davey, actually, no, he didn't actually get to do a race, but he was unavailable this last one. And Josh Wiley, who did the Monza with us, is also unavailable. So we subbed Jack in. He joined the KO Motorsport team a month or two ago, I think it was. Been a little while. So it'll be his first Enduro. So we'll get him trained up, give him some practice, go through the pit stops and how everything works and that sort of stuff. And then, yeah, I think we should be good, I think. So Ethan and I did the Misano by ourselves. And that was good. We managed to go the whole race without any incidents besides drive-throughs for track limits. And we got one right. Ethan got one right at the end. I handed the car over to him with 2 warnings already, so he got 2, and he was in a battle for quite a while with who was it? Nigel, Neil. I forget who it is. I'd have to look at the stream. No, not Haynes. I forget who it was, but yeah, he was in a battle for a while. George Cook was on our ass for a bit. He was very, very speedy. Yeah, we did very well to go. I thought doing the whole race without having any penalties and not really any incidents. Like we had a couple little bumps from other cars. We bumped car once or twice, like nothing major or anything like that. So, quite a clean race, which is always good to do over a long.
All right, all Pro-Am drivers, this is your last valid lap. All Pro drivers, feel free to leave the pits and start your warm-up laps. Everyone else, this is your last crack. Once again, same as everyone else out there for AMs and Pro-Ams. The gap is yours to maintain to the car ahead, so you got lots of track, 20 minutes of time, plenty of time to get a lap. All the best.
Yeah, if we can do 12 hours with minimal incidents, we'll do pretty well. Also, for anyone listening who doesn't know, a little tip. The pit lane here is quite long. So it's a drive-through is like 36 seconds, which for such a short track, like at a minute 40, it's a third of a lap. It's kind of similar to Misano. Misano is quite a large percentage of
the leader's just done a 140.15.
So a drive-through means you're a third of a lap behind. So, the less drive-throughs you can get, the better. And obviously pit stops are... They're about 70, 71, maybe 72 seconds with the time it takes to do the tyres and actually slow down and stop and then start again and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know how the car's going to go on full fuel. I haven't done any of those sort of tests. What are we doing? 2.86 litres per lap. Actually, let's do out of the way. Looking at fonts earlier today, as you can see. I might as well show it. ACC Strategist. So there is an Apple Store app that does cost money, which I'm not worried about paying, but I find it easier to use on the PC. It doesn't have all the functions that the App Store app has. Like it doesn't have the Ford and that sort of stuff, but it's close enough. So if we go... Let's go 1 hour, 15 minutes for a stint, which was about the max I could run at Misano. No fuel stops. Change it to the BMW because it's got a 120 litre. Yeah, so that's one of the things I'm figuring out now, mate. 125, new M4. 120 litre tank. Averaging, let's say we're averaging 142.0 per lap. We're doing 2.88. 2.88 litres a lap. Hold on. Refueling, no. Okay, so we won't make an hour 15 because it's saying I need to save 10% worth of fuel. So, I mean, if we go the full strategy, go 12 hours. Oops. 0 minutes. Oh, 0, not a 1. Refueling allowed, no mandatory stops. There's no max stint duration, which is one of the rules that we've got. So it's recommending 113 for the first one because we got, hold on, full formation lap, and then 110 litres for every stint, and then that'll be 11 stints. So stopping basically every hour, is it? 55, an hour and 5 minutes per stint. Running a little bit longer is not a bad idea. Gives you a little bit of flexibility if there's weather and that sort of stuff, but there's only so much you can sort of do that. Like if we could save one pit stop, it saves us 75 seconds or 71 seconds. But yeah, just running sort of where every hour and 5 minutes might be okay. So let's go look at Matt Lamb if I can. Next. We'll watch some of these pro drivers on their crazy speed. Brad's
new fastest lap for
Let's have a look
Kelly,
at Brad.
139.89.
But yeah, with the fuel, I always find, I don't know what it is, if it's just me, but like if I fuel to 120 litres, my pace will be slower and it never sort of comes back. But if I fuel to 110, I'll be slightly faster, and it's the same thing, it doesn't come back. So I'll be slightly faster over the whole stint. So 110 is probably not bad. I might do 120 for the first stint, because we've got the outlap possible safety car, and that'll sort of set, you know, our expectations for how long the fuel's going to last after that first stint. Because at Misano, I was running, so 8 hours, we could have done 8 stints, so 7 stops, but we did 6. I was doing 1 hour 15-minute stints, and then Ethan Payno was doing like 1 hour 5. So he did like an extra, I don't know, half an hour or something like that to me over the whole race, which I'm perfectly fine with. You know, I did like 3.5 hours. He did 4.5 or something like that. Yeah, fuel map 1.
15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Is what I was running. So, I mean, because it's a short lap, it's kind of expected. There is a lot of full throttle here. Like, so it's like you got a lot of straights and then the chicane. So it's full throttle, then hard braking into the chicane, full throttle, hard braking into the second chicane, and full throttle for a short thing into the hairpin, and then full throttle up the hill into that. Like, so that's, you know, I guess one of the reasons it's not super high, but it's sort of like Spa. So Spa's a much longer track. You're doing like 2 minute 17, 218, 219 sort of times. But there's a lot of full throttle, so you use a ton of fuel. Misano, we were using like 3.4 litres per lap, but it's a much shorter lap time. It's like a minute 24 or something like that, I think. So that was a 40 point... Hold on, was it? 40.4 from Brad. 40.405. So yeah, man, I'm already... Oh no, I'm still P8. That can't be right. It must have been invalid. Because it's showing me as P8. Still, yeah. Yeah, so we'll probably run map 1. So most cars you want to run map 1 most of the time. I mean, with no stint timers. So the stint timers are where it's like, you know, the maximum time you can drive per stint before you have to come into the pits. And they have stint timers in real life GT racing to sort of mitigate the advantage that more fuel efficient cars have. So the Ferrari's one. I'm trying to think of another one that's really good on fuel, or even bad on fuel. Oh yeah, so most cars should make an hour, right? But you can run on, I believe, the Mercedes and then also the Porsche. If you run a different fuel map, you don't actually lose a ton of lap time.
That's a new fastest lap for Kelly,
And you'll save
139.40.
a bunch of fuel. So they, like the Mercedes will have an advantage in all the Enduros. They might be able to run an hour and a half as long as their tyres last. That's another consideration to have. A stint timer sort of gets rid of that, so it just depends on the rules of the race. But yeah, you should make up the time you lose by doing another pit stop by driving faster on a faster map. I guess the exception is if there's weather coming, right? So if you know you've got 20 minutes of fuel left and there's rain in 30, fuel save. If you can fuel save that 10 minutes, you'll come out ahead because you can just stop and go straight to wets. Otherwise, what you'll probably have to do is do a splash and dash. So come into the pits, don't change tyres, don't change driver, just put, 10 minutes worth of fuel in, and then pit again when it rains. Let's have a look who we got. Regan. But there are exceptions. So I did the duos race with Slady. I filled in for him at Indy, which is a 3-hour, 2-driver series. How many did they had? They had a maximum driver time of like an hour and a half or an hour and 40. They didn't have stint timers, I don't think. But because Indy, the surface is really shit. Like it's slippery as all hell. And I wasn't used to the Macca, so I was running in map 2, which saved me fuel, but also made the car a little bit nicer to drive. And I was only 1 to 2 tenths slower than I was on map 1, just because I wasn't familiar with the car. So it sort of depends. But yeah, the Peach and the guys from Kovacs in the Peppa Pig Porsche, I think, ran map 2 during Misano, so they were able to run about an hour and a half on their stints, which saved them a pit stop or more. But they didn't have any weather. So weather's the great equalizer, right? You can be wide there from Herbert Regan. You can save all the time you want Like you can be like, oh yeah, I can go for an hour and a half, but then if in 20 minutes you got to pit, everyone else has to pit, right? So you kind of lose that advantage. It's a little bit of a game in that way, where it's like, do you just, you know, it's likely there's going to be weather. Do you just assume that there's going to be weather and then not worry about it, or do you run long and hope that it works out? Like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different strategies, and with a 12-hour race, it really opens it up. A 6 or an 8 probably doesn't matter quite so much, but like a 12 and 24 definitely does. At least I think it does anyway.
Ten minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
40.6. Am I? Surely not. I'm P10. I'm just in top 10 shootout. No, I got 10 minutes. There's no way that I'll hold on to that position, but Regan's one of the teammates in the Pit Viper team that I'm racing for at the moment. Oh, he's going wide. A shame. He's about a 10th and a half down on his lap, so I imagine the Mac is pretty good through Aqua Minerale. And yeah, I mean, I've seen it over these curbs here. Seems to do quite well. Like, it's got a little bump, but like the Mustang really sometimes gets a really big bounce. Sometimes it's nice, but yeah. I mean, there's so many things that can go into it, and I usually think about Ascari at Monza, that sort of stuff. So like, Ascari is similar to here, where you've got those sausage curbs on a bank, and if you go over those sausage curbs and your car is like stable and planted, so the weight's pretty much even on all 4 tires, can really upset the car. But if they're on the left hand side and you're turning to the left, then all your weight's moving to the right, so there's less weight on the left hand tires, or the inside tires, as you can see going through here, so the bumps don't upset them so much. But then you've got the issue, if you're turning too hard and it does upset the car, then you might get a bit sideways and lose time. But Regan's a 10th and a bit up now, which is good. He should be able to beat my time. He was doing low 40s in the practice server yesterday, maybe today. I can't remember if I saw him earlier. Yeah, man, there's plenty of AM guys in the Enduros, right? And I've sort of always said, like, Academy, I think a lot of people stay in Academy for too long. Oh, invalid, that's unfortunate. I think they stay in Academy for a little bit too long because there's, you know, you see there's a lot of pressure in the sprints, and I mean, the competition's that freaking strong, right? But I think Academy's more for the guys that are, you know, new to the game or new to sim racing, you know, need to learn how to do pit stops and that sort of stuff and sort of get a handle on it. But I usually think after a season, maybe to just jump into sprints. I think you'll learn a lot more when you do. Yeah, there's a bunch of amateur teams in the Enduro, man. So like, if you want to,
the guy behind has just done a
drive
140.00.
find some guys in AM or in the Academy series already, or put a message in the looking for a driver, looking for a team, and say, look, I'm interested. You might get someone to pick you up. And yeah, like pretty much everyone in OOR is willing to help out, you know, teach people things and that sort of stuff. You know, show people how to do pit stops. For like, the Enduro pit stops are a little bit different because you got to change drivers and you got to set your fuel pressures and your fuel and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, because I assume after this one, I'm guessing there'll be going to be at least one more before the end of the year. Last year they did the 24-hour Spa in December, and that was like an awesome event. 24 hours is a long time to race, but obviously you do your stints. Looking for Regan again. Let's say in the primes. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Spa, it might be Nürburgring, might be someone else. But yeah, I think a 24-hour race at the end of the year is a fairly decent possibility of happening, and it would be cool to do. So yeah, if something like that gets announced, you definitely should put your name, like put a message in and say, yeah, looking for a team. We'll see if you can organise a couple of guys. Let's watch Cooley. Yeah. So I think once you get a full season, I mean, I haven't seen you race or anything like that, but I think a lot of people will stay in I keep saying in academy for so long. By the time they get to sprints, they're kind of like pro-am pace. And this year, a lot of guys from the academy jumped up, which is really good. So, like when I jumped out of AM after a season in academy, and like there's like two or three AM people in my race, like including me. So it's kind of like there's not really a ton of competition. But this season particularly, because a bunch of guys jumped up out of academy, there's actually a decent AM championship happening in sprints, which is freaking great. And everyone learns a lot more.
5 minutes to go.
And that sort of
5
thing.
minutes.
So, I'd encourage anyone to jump up once you're sort of familiar with the way the race works and that sort of thing. And you just take it easy, be careful, make sure that you learn about giving in blue flags and all that sort of stuff in sprints, and you just go along at your pace and stay out of trouble, and all of a sudden you'll be pro-am, and then you'll probably be silver, and then you'll be pro, and yeah. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, you're probably right to come up to the sprints if you've got the sort of mechanics under your belt and that sort of thing. And it's something that you kind of learn. Like, I mean, the pit stops and that sort of thing are fairly straightforward. Blue flags do take a little bit to sort of learn. Yeah, that's it. Just more seat time will get you more pace. Yeah, with the blue flags, it can be a little intimidating when you've got a pro driver coming up behind you. What was that notification? I got a ding for something. I don't know what it was. Yeah, so yeah, having a pro driver come behind you the first time, you're like, oh shit. Although I guess there's usually a few pro drivers in the Sunday sessions. But yeah, it's like you get a podium this season, you'll jump over. Yeah, I only got one. Actually, I think I got 2 podiums. I only got 1 win in my. It used to be called rookies back then. In my first season, and that was in the wet at Valencia. Like, we had a guaranteed wet race at Valencia. I did. Yeah, you're letting 3 pro drivers through. It can be intimidating, but you kind of get used to it. Right, let's see. Is Chris going to do one last lap? I think he will. Yeah, you get used to giving away blue flags and sort of stuff, and the Enduro is good for it because, like I don't know how many cars we let through during the Misano race. I reckon it was probably 100 times letting blue flags through over the 8 hours, and I'd say it'll be at least that or more across the whole team, obviously. For the 12 hours, might be close to double. It's going to be interesting. I don't know how good. I guess there are a lot of straights, and let blue flags go through sort of here and then after the chicane as well, so it might not be too bad. Nice and wide.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. He is 5/100ths up at the moment, which is not enough for P1. Matt might take it out. He's got the 39.1. Actually, how is that standings overlay to read on the left-hand side? Is it too small for the stream? Can you read it? So I did have bigger fonts, but it was getting in my way. So like on tight hairpins, because of the camera position I have on the Ford, I couldn't spot the apex during the race, so I made it a little bit smaller, but I want to make sure that you can read it on the stream. Otherwise there's no point having it because I can see it on my other screen anyway. Yeah, sweet. Okay, let's see. By the time I get around, he'll be done. Judy, Purcell, Craig, Dorado, Gibbons. My God, I'm going the long way even with this. Brad. Oh, he's gone. Fake, Dryer. Damn, here he is. Watch him do his last lap. He's not improving on this one. He's like zeroed out on the Delta. So he's like even with his fastest lap, which means he'll be slightly down because so that overlay on the left-hand side and the top right is actually, and the Delta one. Oh, you can see the Delta. I need to move that down slightly because you can't see the track time, but that's all right. Is Race Labs. So, and then that pit helper one in the middle that is always there because I'm sitting in the pits. That's ACC Drive. Both. So you can get free Race Labs. You can't get all the stuff with free. I did pay for a version of it. But yeah, there's other options out there for different overlays. There's Armamenteo is one which is apparently pretty good. It'll do similar stuff, so it'll do the inputs and that sort of thing, and your brake, like your tires and brakes. Yeah, he's abandoned that lap. Oh, the chat overlay. That is shit. What the hell's it called? Not Simlabs.
That's the end of the session. 14th.
Streamlabs. It's a free Streamlabs, so it's just a browser source. So if you just look for Streamlabs, and there's a Streamlabs OBS that you can download as an app, but I'm just using
guys,
OBS
nicely
Studio.
done.
What did I come?
Some pretty rapid times there.
Qualifying. P14. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh no, Regan. I don't want to crash into like their teammates. I don't want to crash into them. Botrix. Nah. So it's Streamlabs. So I don't think I've accessed it. Since I've rebuilt my PC. But yeah, if you go to Streamlabs, you can sign up for free. There's a bunch of different overlays and shit that you can do.
Everyone
with it.
in the top 10. So that's car 992, 165, 17, 111, 90, 161, 716, 270, and car 711. You guys will have to stay here for the top 10 shootout. You guys got about 10 minutes just to chill out, and then we'll switch it over to do the reverse grid of the shootout. So you'll have your outlap plus 2 flyers. As always, in the other ones will be the same. So we'll just have to wait and see how we go with that as we go. But I will call out each individual driver so that you guys can do your lap and then your 2 flyers. Obviously, when the car ahead of you is on their final flyer, the car leaving the pits is able to do their warm-up lap as well. So if you go have a quick break, go drink, toilet, all the above, and we'll be here in about 5 minutes and we'll kick it on.
I'll silence that. Yeah, so yeah, Streamlabs. And one of the good things about Streamlabs, so I'm streaming on YouTube, obviously. Yeah, I mean, Taufik's always great. I'll leave the session in shortly. They're just saying that we can leave. But yeah, so Streamlabs, you can plug into, so that stream chat will actually do YouTube and it'll do Twitch and a Kick and probably Facebook as well. So if you're multicasting to different things, which I'm not doing, I did try and do it, but it used a little bit too much bandwidth. But yeah, so you can do it so it'll just show the chat from everyone and that sort of thing. And same with that YouTube viewer, like you can do a Twitch viewer and that sort of thing as well. And then there's also the chat that I'm looking at on my screen because I can't see the one on the stream. Is here. It's just an OBS chat overlay. You can see it there, and I've just got it on my other screen on the left there so I can read it. But yeah. Anyway, so I mean P14. Yeah, I thought it was P15. P14, I am extremely happy with. Even if it is P14 because someone's left. But yeah, super happy with that. 14 out of 40. It's pretty good. Let's hope I can stay out of trouble. But yeah, so the race is next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the Saturday after, 10 a.m. So I assume practice will start an hour before. So we might start about 9. I will be jumping off at some stage to do some commentary, but I'll leave the stream running and just, you'll be able to spectate the car driving around. I might chuck it on one of the streaming cameras, but yeah, Thanks for being in the chat, Igor, and everyone else who's watched. Yeah, and I'll see you all next time.